Title VII and race or color discrimination. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits race or color discrimination in the workplace. The federal agency that enforces Title VII is the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Race discrimination involves treating someone, an applicant or employee, unfavorably because he or she is of a certain race or because of personal characteristics associated with race such as hair texture, skin color, or certain facial features. Color discrimination involves treating someone unfavorably because of skin color complexion. All races, including whites, blacks, Asians, Pacific Islanders, Native Americans, and Native Alaskans, are protected from racial discrimination. Biracial and multiracial individuals also are protected from discrimination on the basis of race. Race or color discrimination also can involve treating someone unfavorably because the person is married to or associated with a person of a certain race or color. Discrimination can occur when the victim and the person who inflicted the discrimination are the same race or color. It is illegal for people to discriminate against people of their own racial group on the basis of race or color. Title VII forbids discrimination when it comes to any aspect of employment, including hiring, firing, pay, job assignments, promotions, layoff, training, fringe benefits, and any other term or condition of employment. An employment policy or practice that applies to everyone, regardless of race or color, can be illegal if it has a negative impact on the employment of people of a particular race or color and is not job-related and necessary to the operation of the business. Association. Employees cannot be treated differently or harassed because their friends, parents, or other people they associate with are of a particular race or color. Employees may not be discriminated against or harassed because they belong to a race-based organization or attend schools or places of worship associated with a particular racial group. Harassment. It is unlawful to harass a person because of that person's race or color. Harassment can include, for example, racial slurs, offensive or derogatory remarks about a person's race or color, or the display of racially offensive symbols. The harasser can be the victim's supervisor, a supervisor in another area, a co-worker, or someone who is not an employee of the employer, such as a client or customer. Retaliation. Employees have a right to be free from retaliation for their opposition to discrimination or their participation in an EEOC proceeding by filing a charge, testifying, assisting, or otherwise participating in an agency proceeding. Intersectionality. It is illegal to be discriminated against because of your race and another protected trait. For example, it is illegal for a restaurant to refuse to hire a dark-skinned black woman because of her race, black, and color, dark skin tone. It also is illegal to be discriminated against or harassed because of your race and some other protected trait, like your sex or national origin. For example, it is illegal for a grocery store to refuse to hire Native American women, even if the store hires women of other races and Native American men. It is illegal for someone to discriminate against or harass a subset of a particular race. For example, a manager may not refuse to promote Asian males, even if he promotes other males and Asian females. New forms of discrimination are emerging, with a growing number of interracial marriages and families and increased immigration. Racial demographics of the workforce have changed, and the issue of race discrimination in America is multidimensional. Over the years, EEOC has received an increasing number of race and color discrimination charges that allege multiple or intersecting prohibited bases such as age, disability, gender, national origin, and religion. Segregation and classification of employees. Your employer may not ask you to work only with customers of your own race or assign you to a particular territory based on your race, even if your employer believes the assignment may benefit you. For example, an employer cannot assign a black employee to work in a predominantly black neighborhood because of his or her race, even if the employer believes the employee will sell more products and thus earn more money. Your employer should not base any job decision on your race or color. This includes decisions about hiring, firing, promotions, training, wages, and benefits, recruiting, hiring, and advancement. Job requirements must be uniformly and consistently applied to persons of all races and colors. Studies reveal that some employers make selection decisions based on names, arrest and conviction records, employment and personality tests, and credit scores, all of which may disparately impact people. Further, an employer's reliance on new technology in job searches, such as video resumes, could lead to intentional race or color discrimination based on appearance or disproportionate exclusion of applicants of color who may not have access to broadband-equipped computers or video cameras. Examples of potentially unlawful practices include soliciting applications only from sources in which all or most potential workers are of the same race or color, requiring applicants to have a certain educational background that is not important for job performance or business needs, testing applicants for knowledge, skills, or abilities that are not important for job performance or business needs, compensation and other employment terms, conditions, and privileges. Title VII prohibits discrimination in compensation and other terms, conditions, and privileges of employment. Thus, race or color discrimination may not be the basis for differences in pay or benefits, work assignments, performance evaluations, training, discipline or discharge, or any other area of employment. Meanwhile, overt forms of race and color discrimination have resurfaced. In the past decade, some of the American workforce have witnessed nooses, KKK propaganda, and other racist insignia in the workplace. Racial stereotypes and cultural distortions continue to influence some decisions regarding hiring, discipline, evaluations, and advancement.